Train the muscles, not the joints. So I called a couple of my friends from the old gym I trained at, Champion Athletic Club in Maple Ridge. So they decided to come out and we decided to do a bench press party. We actually did some biceps and tris in there as well too. But yeah, we did a workout in my garage or whatever and had some fun and ate a bunch of tandoori chicken and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, it was kind of a good excuse to get together or whatever.
Anything using your body weight? It's like body weight?
They're not a springy or
No, it's just basically like gymnastics rings.
Oh, okay.
Right? So it's kind of like that. Nian's wondering why he's got fractured bones in his foot. It's like, yep, let's go work out in the gym in socks. That's right.
But at the same time, I'm just going to show you guys what we got up to and what a workout might entail when I decide I just want to do some chest and arms, you know, like a bro split type of idea. Total, you know, ego bodybuilding workout for me, right? Because the hardcore bodybuilding stuff is like the legs and the back. That's where most of the effort is involved. But the beach muscles are always kind of fun to train, right? They're a lot easier. You don't have to come up with as much cardio. You're not as much out of breath. You're not using so many stabilizers and stuff. So sometimes once in a while, just to take a break from the heavy movements like squats and deadlifts and stuff and just go to some chest and biceps and triceps. It's kind of a fun workout to do. So that's what we ended up doing. We ended up eating a bunch of tandoori chicken and then going into the garage and working out. So I hope you enjoy it.
Oh man, you start out with the big stuff right away. I don't know if I can do that.
I know, it's pretty intimidating.
I heard adults are saying don't do it.
Pretty intimidating. Well, we got little dumbbells over there, I told you. The woman's rack is over there. It's right beside the bras. You know?
So as you can see, Glenn's form and Nihan's form is quite a bit different, but everybody's built a little differently. So it is interesting to watch different people do the same exercise and to see how they push, right? So you can see that Nihan is not flaring his elbows as much as Glenn. And that's one thing that I'd like to adjust also with Glenn. I never really got around to doing that in this workout. Maybe next time he comes out, we'll get more in depth in that. But as you can see, he is flaring his elbows quite a bit. And of course he does have a longer upper arm, so this may be contributing to it. And also I noticed that his scapula or shoulder blades are not moving as well as maybe they could. So maybe he's got a tight upper back, maybe his rhomboids and traps are tight back there, maybe needs some massage in there or something. So that could be contributing to that as well. Ideally what you want to do is keep the elbows a little bit closer to the side. You bring the elbows closer to the waist, that way you're pushing with the delt and the pec, so that way you're not risking a pec tear.
Glenn's eyes reminded me of Total Recall there, but Arnold Schwarzenegger fell out of the dome and on the Mars. Today I'm going to talk about a few little techniques to help you with your bench press. So I'm going to show you with some of the stuff that Glenn's doing.
So first thing you want to do, what I want you to do is shoulders down towards the waist. Like you don't have to go down this way, but I want you to pull the shoulders down, right? And then you stick the chest out, and that's how you push from. There you go, right? Okay. So it's like that. That's how you push. That'll take a lot of stress off your shoulder joint.
Okay, good.
Because you're much more stable pushing place. Because just like pushing on ice, if your feet are unstable, then you won't have the same push. So you want to make sure the shoulders are stable, and then the push is way more powerful, right? so small, it's like bang, bang. It's like, so Nihan's got no chest, right? So that's why he hits the fucking thing. Over to the bra rack with Glenn you go.
I'm still warming up here with 225 here, and that's why I'm doing these short reps. I like to do my warm-up sometimes in the stretched phase of the movement and not really do too much of a contraction. I just want to warm up that stretch to make sure my body is ready for the stretch. And that's the most important thing. That's really what the warm-up's about, is about pumping blood in there so that way the muscle can stretch properly, so that way you don't pull something. But ultimately, as you notice, I keep my elbows at my side, not flaring the elbows. I do not flare the elbows when I bench press. And basically what I was saying about Glenn before is that you don't want to flare the elbows too much, because that does put more pressure on the shoulder joint. Of course, there are exceptions to every rule, but as a general rule, you want to distribute the pressure to the strongest areas, the areas that can take the pressure, right? So obviously you don't want to put a lot of stress on a tendon that cannot take the stress, because then it will pull.
Let's do a couple reps here. Delts are a little burned out from shoulders last night. Been doing chest 4 days in a row, so.
Oh yeah. Baby.
Feel good? It felt good?
Felt good.
Oh yeah, that's good.
The eyes still
Eyes are still in.
good.
So because this is a bro split type of workout, we're going to be doing some inclines after doing bench press, and then we will be doing another variation of incline after that. So that's more sets than I usually do. So those of you that keep on asking me, how much volume do you do? How much volume do you do? Well, it just depends on what type of split program I'm on. If I was only training 2 body parts a day, so say I'm getting my body part in twice a week or maybe once a week, that would change the amount of sets that I do. So if I'm only getting a body part in twice a week, I'd be definitely doing at least 10 to 12 sets per body part, to give you a general sort of answer. But ultimately, that's kind of the fun thing. Sometimes I like to increase the volume, do a lower amount of body parts, and this will shock the body with a different type of growth. So it is good to change things up. So even though you might be on a certain program, you might be on a 2-day split or 3-day split, you know, some of those workouts on my website, that's why I have different variations of workouts. I really recommend people do the 2-day split program for a period of A, B, and C, and then D. D is coming out this week. And then after you're done that for a bit, then go to a 3-day split for maybe A and B, like go there for about a month, maybe 2 months, or at least a few weeks, and just change things up, shock the body, and then go back into your higher frequency program. And this is something that I have done from time to time. I always change things because it's really interesting what you discover once you start to be creative with your working out. Now this is a variation of the incline press. Now I supinate the grip, which means I turn the palms upwards or towards my forehead basically, almost, and they may face each other when I come down, but when I come up I almost rotate those palms, right? It'll vary depending on the person, but the bottom line is it helps me really hit that upper pec or that clavicular head of the upper pec, and I notice a pretty good pump from it. So yeah, it's a good finishing move for me. I find it's not as much of a good starting move for me, but I really like to do it for a finisher move once in a while. So I did some bicep curls for biceps, something just really simple, right? And what I'm trying to do is actually contract them right at the top. I'm bringing the dumbbells forward and up a little bit more than usual because I'm noticing that I'm getting a better contraction in the overall bicep doing this at this point. Back in the day, I would have told you guys are crazy. You never bring the elbows forward at all. Don't do that. Keep them back. But it just depends on which head of the bicep you want to hit. And because of the instability in the shoulder from the hockey injuries, I noticed that I have to do different tricks in order to hit my bicep well, because the bicep does stabilize the shoulder. So I have to find different ways to find that groove. Now, I noticed that it is actually a really good idea to bring the elbows forward from time to time with the bicep curl. Don't always just stick to one type of form, because different types of form will give you different results. And I've noticed that my arms are actually coming up for the first time in years, so it's working. So I finished off the workout with some skull crushers with dumbbells. And of course you guys are familiar, those of you who have been watching my vlogs for a period of time now are familiar with one of the techniques that I use. Sometimes I'll point the elbows to the ceiling for a period of time, do as many reps as I can, and then bring the elbows back to stretch that long head of the tricep. And then I will go on to do some close grip with the dumbbells. And this is a superset, or giant set actually, to be technical. It's a giant set that I've been doing lately that I've noticed great results from. I'm really enjoying it, and it really is hitting the tricep and taking that tricep deeper into failure, which is so important if you want to shock it into growing.
So thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturallandbodybuilding.com, and take care for now.
Who are you making fun of there, Nihan?
Random guy.
The man shall remain nameless.
Man. Yep.